Hello there, everybody. Welcome to this edition of today's Sunday Sauce. Where today I just wanted to talk a little bit about Halloween. Uh, is it a good Christian thing to do? Is it bad? Is it evil? What's the deal with it? You know. Um, I guess first I'll just go through a little brief history of Halloween here, or All Hallows Day, that type of thing. I'm getting this information from History.com. They had an article on the history of Halloween, so I'm going to cite that one right here. Of course, Halloween is celebrated, as many of us know, each year on October 31st. And Halloween 2019 is this coming Thursday, which is the 31st. The tradition originated with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, which is what it looks like it is, Samhain, but is pronounced differently, as I'll tell you here in a little bit. I said when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts in the 8th century. Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as a time to honor all the saints. And soon All Saints' Day incorporated some of the traditions from Samhain. The evening before was known as All Hallows Eve, and later Halloween as we know it today. Over time, Halloween evolved into a day of activities like trick-or-treating, carving jack-o'-lanterns, festival gatherings, donning costumes, and eating treats. So, uh, at first, with the Celts festival, Samhain, which is actually pronounced Samhain, by the way. I don't know where they get from Samhain, but it's actually pronounced Samhain or Samhain, but I believe it's Samhain. So the Celts who lived about 2,000 years ago, mostly in the area that is now Ireland. The United Kingdom and Northern France celebrated the New Year on November 1st. So their New Year was November 1st, not January 1st. And what that did basically is that day marked kind of the changing of the seasons is where they got it from. There's a lot of changing of seasons and things like that. There was also a lot of times associated with the cold winter coming up, which a lot of times there was a lot of deaths, that type of thing. Celts believed on the night before the New Year, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. On the night of October 31st, they celebrated Samhain when it was believed that the ghosts of the dead returned to Earth. So, that doesn't sound very Christian, does it? No, but that's where it kind of originated from. And later on, in the time, in the future, they kind of Christians kind of took it over as All Saints Day and kind of incorporated into that. They used to go around to the houses and recite verses and things, and then they would get some treats from that. It's really interesting to go back and see all the history in this. I'm just barely touching on the history on this. I just kind of give you kind of a feeling of where it came from. Originally a pagan type holiday or ritual, however we wanted to put it. But it was their end of the year, and that's kind of what they did. So that being said, is it necessarily a Christian thing? Probably not, but is it something that we should celebrate? Should we celebrate Halloween? I guess it depends how you celebrate it, as far as I'm concerned. Are you celebrating it to get together with family and friends and just have a good time, a Christian time, and not playing with things such as Ouija boards and not honoring different rituals that don't honor God? I believe then it's okay if you're not doing any of that stuff. It's okay if you dress up as Batman or whatever you want to dress up as far as I'm concerned. As long as it's not there's exceptions to that rule. That what I'm talking about, but and you just have a good time. You have some apple cider, have some donuts, have go on and bring the kiddos around to trunk or treats. There's tons of churches now that do trunk or treats, and they they're you're turning it into something that is an outreach versus something that, and a celebration versus what it originally came from. It doesn't matter where it originally came from. What matters is how it's treated now. It's just like, if you go out to anywhere. I mean, Jesus even said himself that he wasn't, put on earth to, just put on earth to save the sinners. You know, so uh, and we're here to save the sinners as well. So if we don't go where people are sinners, you're not going to save the sinners. As simple as that. So if there's that type of thing going on, then we can put a good light on it. We can show people that Halloween can be a good thing. It could be a celebratory time with family. It could be a nice time to bring God into that arena as well. And I mean, it doesn't really say really much in the Bible so much about this as far as quote unquote Halloween. So I'm not really going to read like any verses or things like that. I'm just going off of like just basic outreach, basic reaching out to people that God would like us to do, and just being in the world, because we are in the world, but we're also shining a light. We're shining our Christianity and our beliefs, how we behave, how we act to the rest of the world. So I think that's important, to go out into the world and just do some of these things. I have fun at Halloween. I mean, we're going around our house right now decorating and putting up little Halloween signs and things for the grandkids and kids, which are all, the kids are older now, but grandkids, and just ourselves. We enjoy it. It's fun, Do I dress up much anymore for Halloween? No, I've kind of gotten away from that, although, I mean, it would be fun to do, but me and Lisa, for the last few 5-10 years, we just haven't been able to, so, but it's a great holiday. I love to eat candy, of course. I love it when families get together. I love seeing all my grandkiddos just dressed up in such cool costumes and beautiful costumes and scary costumes. They think they're just smiles on their faces, and their innocence is not anything that God would hate. Their innocence of just going around for Halloween, being spooky and all this. They're not being ritualistic or playing with the devil or anything like that. For the most part, they're just out there in their innocence, just having a good time and getting some candy, getting all the candy they can, and getting sugar rushes so that the parents can deal with them after that. And only thing I say is to be safe out there. But there are idiots, of course, that bring this holiday and they do make it a ritualistic holiday, a pagan holiday. But they're going to bring paganism into anything they do. It's just the way some people are, and I don't believe that we should. And we should love them and then try to let them know the entirety of life is Christianity, because that's where we have to change their hearts, not Halloween. Becoming a Christian and believing in Jesus Christ is a hard issue. It's not a Halloween issue or a Christmas issue or same thing with Christmas, all the buying of gifts and things. It's a hard issue. Coming to Christ and being a Christian is a hard issue. It's a hard issue that is tough sometimes. I think we all sometimes struggle with it. But for the most part, it's just a hard issue, and it's about just loving people, loving God, and having fun doing it, and reaching out and touching other people's lives for the sake of Christ, letting us be used by Jesus as his vessels. So I hope you have a great Halloween coming up here. I hope you just have a safe Halloween. I hope you enjoy it with your kiddos. And if for some reason your Christian beliefs you don't think it should be that way, then that's okay too. You're not hurting anything by not going out there and celebrating Halloween and let your kids dress up and stuff. That's not really hurting anything. If you don't believe in that, then you don't believe it. That's okay. I'm not saying that's a bad thing either, but that's your choice as a person. So, um, like I said, hope you have a great time. I know I will, trying to see all the kiddos as they go out on their journeys, or whatever they're doing. Around here, I hear it's going to be turning kind of cold at that time, possibly even snowflakes. We'll see. That's pretty typical for Halloween. The changing of the seasons, like I said. And check out that history. It's, look up Google, the origins of Halloween, and you'll see one that's from thehistorychannel.com, and you'll see you can read a lot more about the history. It's very fascinating, actually. It's just too long of a read to read it all here for you today. So thanks so much, and I just hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, a wonderful week. May God bless you.